Lisa Watts, Global Anxiety Coach, has been named as a finalist for the 2020 Ausmumpreneur Awards in the Leadership and Making a Difference categories. Now, the Ausmumpreneur Awards, presented by the Women's Business School, celebrate and recognise Australia's mums in business achieving outstanding success in areas such as business excellence, product development, customer service and digital innovation. The awards are designed to recognise the growing number of women who successfully balance motherhood and business in a way that suits their life and family. And so today we're joined by Lisa Watts. And for many years, Lisa was crippled by anxiety. Some days it was so bad she couldn't get out of bed. Lisa, welcome to the program.
Thank you.
It's great to have you on. And anxiety and mental health issues are really at the forefront at the moment. They always have been, but without people recognise them because it was like a taboo type of subject. But now...
Definitely.
Yeah, but now since COVID, it's really rampant at the moment, isn't it, with all sorts of different anxiety. Can you tell us a little bit about how you recognised first that you were suffering from anxiety and then how you've what effect it had on your life and how you've coped afterwards?
So the first time that I had an attack, I actually thought that I was either having a heart attack or I was going through early menopause. It was really quite scary, and it took a few little episodes for me to sort of click and go, this isn't right. It kept coming back at me, and I would be at events and I would look for exits, and I ended up doing a lot of running and leaving all those things. So one day I was stuck in bed and said, this is enough, I've got to do something. And it was a doctor coming out to the house and sort of saying, yeah, looks like anxiety, you're going to have to go to your GP and sort this out next week, blah, blah, blah. And even facing that, it took me a while for it to sink in because it wasn't very known. I've had it for 14 odd years diagnosed. Yeah, so it was like, no, I don't have that. And all my friends are like, no, you don't have anxiety. And then it was just a matter of then looking for signs and looking after myself. So if I don't get enough sleep, that's a major one. So my self-care and maintenance become very important. Then I looked for what would we call them, alternate therapies that perhaps could help it as well. So I do a lot of acupuncture. I've had kinesiology and other practices as such. So now it's just a matter of me maintaining my health and running my day smoothly, or as smooth as I can, and being aware of what could impact the anxiety.
Yeah. I think the big thing is recognising that you are suffering from anxiety, even though it's been a way of life, the way we live, and we just accept things as they are and think we've just had an off day. So how did it affect your home life? You've obviously, you were married, you had children, and I know how it affected me, but how did that affect you?
So my husband didn't know how to deal with it. I was pretty much the one that made sure, home life was all in order. He was busy with a business. At the time, we had 2 small children. It was because my husband couldn't deal with it, it ended up ending our marriage. I had him go and speak to counsellors and that I was seeing, but it just wasn't something that he could grasp or understand. And at the time of our divorce, we then had 3 children. So they were all, I had a 2-year-old, a 5-year-old, and a 7-year-old. And it was more, when I look back now, I kind of just picked everything up and kept going. There was no other choice. So in a way, it made me stronger and I was able to get through. But the children now show signs of anxiety. So at home, we're sort of always on that high alert and looking out for things that can cause the children to, have an anxiety attack, etc. I've got teens that have missed school. So me having it and being through it, I understand it more and can be there to support them. And then I become their advocate at school to explain to their teachers what's going on.
So now you are are you coaching or you helping other people that are suffering from anxiety?
Yes, so with COVID, I run another business, I was able to have spare time, and I finished an anxiety course that's made, or like life coach, that's made me an accredited coach now. So I'm able to support people through their anxiety, and obviously with what I've lived and what I've experienced, it adds that extra bit that I can even support them further and understand what they're going through, because that was very important for me in the early days. I read a lot of medical stuff about anxiety, and it would cause panic attacks that night.
I think a good many of us have been through this, but at the time we didn't recognise or accept that we could be actually suffering from it. So I see that you've been part of a book. You've written a chapter in a book as well.
That's right, yes. So last year, wonderful experience, and I think that was the time where I actually sat down and read back over it and identified that, yes, I do just pick up and keep going. And I actually sat there and read the whole chapter and just burst into tears with everything that I had been through. And then being able to stand up, we had like a book launch, so to stand up and give a speech in front of 50-odd people was just, it was amazing. Like, I thought that I'd be overwhelmed, I thought that I'd be anxious, but I just soaked all of that in and celebrated me. We actually became a international #1 bestseller on Amazon, so it's an achievement that I'm so proud of.
It's wonderful. Have you got some advice for other people that could be out there and suffering?
The first thing that you need to do is to talk about it. So you need to choose who you're comfortable talking about it with. I find that I look for cheerleaders that will support me, but approaching your partner, if they don't understand it, going to a doctor, seeing if you do need counselling, and actually facing it. Like, take the baby steps. Mm-hmm. And just know that there are so many other people out there that are going through it, that you're not alone. So also look for those, like, there's loads of Facebook groups that you can join as well and get that support with people that are like-minded and are like, yes, we get you and we are here for you.
Yeah, there's a big promotion on the TV or on all media at the moment about asking, are you okay?
Yes. Exactly. Like you said before, COVID's really made it come out. People stuck at home, etc. It's a lonely time for a lot of people, and I think even people that weren't aware before, it'd be in the front of their mind now.
So, Lisa, I want to thank you so much for joining us on the program today. I know this could possibly have triggered anxiety. I hope it has not.
There were nerves, but I wouldn't say anxiety.
We have been speaking with local businesswoman Lisa Watt. She is a global anxiety coach and has been named as a finalist for the 2020 Ausmumpreneur Awards, and the finals will be in September, and it'll be an online event.